Can't back up.
Good morning and welcome to the Commissioners' Action Meeting of January 27, 2026. I call this meeting to order, and can we start with saying the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have no bids this
Are we
morning.
still introducing ourselves? Because
Yeah.
I'm Rick Hall from
Sorry.
District Number 2. I mean, I wasn't sure whether you still remembered me in the new year.
I do still remember you. Thank you so much.
I'm Vicki Rains, District Number 3.
I'm your new chair, gaining experience every time. Commissioner Georgia Miller from District 1. Thank you for that. We have no bids today, no hearings today. I would like to make a change to the agenda before I ask for approval of the agenda, and that would be to pull item number 3 under Commissioners for the board representation list. I'd like to request some changes to that. So if we could move that forward to our next discussion meeting, that would be great. And then under Commissioners, I would like to add the following item. The clerk brought to my attention that we have the ballot for the Ocean City Drainage District, and due to deadlines, I'd like to add this to the agenda for possible action as item number 3 in lieu of the other one. With that, I would entertain a motion to approve.
I have a couple changes.
Sure.
I'd like to add an additional executive session also under performance of a public employee. It's there, but I have 2 items to add. I think this one was requested by Rob or by HR. And then I have 2 more items. So I'd like to add that. And then Sam and I had a discussion with Prosecutor Stearns yesterday about some additional staffing issues that were uploaded. I'd like to be able to add those and take action today. If we could put them under before public comment would be great. On the second public comment, just add prosecuting attorney in there. They're very short-handed and they've been working on this. Sam knows that we were going to try and add it and rush it through. There should be, it's a civil attorney, a criminal attorney, and no legal staff. Just the 2. No,
No legal assistant.
Okay.
Why is they gonna FTE add the vacancies?
correct. Yeah, no change to the budget they were budgeted for. It's just to be able to post them right away to hopefully get some warm bodies.
Okay.
Two,
Approving 2 vacancies.
well, we already have the vacancies, approving the filling of 2 vacancies with a criminal and a civil deputy prosecutor.
What's been submitted into OnBase is authorizations to hire 2 DPAs due to increased workload and previous resignations.
Thank you.
And this is going under
I just-
after public services before public comment?
Yep.
Okay, and that
Work for you?
is prosecuting attorney's office.
Does that work for you?
Just seeing it. So sure, I'll move that we approve the agenda as modified.
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the agenda with the changes, pulling one item under item number 3 under Commissioners and adding an item for Commissioners, as well as adding an item under prosecuting attorneys that's not listed, and an executive, executive session.
Got it.
Session.
All in favor? Any
Aye.
discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The agenda has been approved. This is the first opportunity for public comment on any items considered this meeting, limited to 3 minutes. Please type or your comment into the chat box or raise your hand to be unmuted to speak. This is on any agenda items, public comment.
Seeing anybody make themselves known?
Okay. Hearing none, we'll move down to the consent agenda. How does the
Madam
board?
Chair, I'll make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as outlined.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The consent agenda has been passed. First up, under commissioners, we have action item, approve an e-sign resolution rescinding resolution 2024-040 and change the allocation of proceeds from the sale of timber.
So moved.
I'll second it.
Just,
It's been moved and seconded to approve an e-sign resolution rescinding resolution 2024-040 and change the allocation of proceeds from the sale of timber. Is there any discussion?
Is there a staff report? From the department?
Hi, Commissioners. I absolutely can bring everybody up to speed on this change. So after we had multiple discussions of the distribution of the sale of timber, I want to say that actually Kyle came up with this really fantastic way to look at reallocating these amounts because they change every year, the amount of revenue that can be realized by the sale of timber. We figured a more equitable split as well as a more transparent split would be to, instead of using a finite amount or a fixed amount, we will do it based on percentages. And so 50% of the proceeds will remain in the general fund. 40% of the proceeds will then be transferred at the end of the year to facilities capital after the true up is done, and the remaining 10% to the software replacement reserve fund.
Thank you. I have no other questions.
Okay. I'm sorry, was it moved and seconded?
It was.
yes.
Okay. So it's been moved and seconded to approve an e-sign resolution rescinding resolution 2024-040 and change the allocation of proceeds from the sale of timber. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have approve an e-sign nationwide 457B governmental employee plan adoption renewal.
So moved.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded to approve an e-sign nationwide 457B governmental employee plan adoption renewal. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Item number 3, this is the addition item. It is to approve District 3 Commissioner for the completion of the ballot for the Ocean City Drainage District.
I'd make a motion that we authorize the District 3 Commissioner, that would be myself, to complete the ballot on behalf of the county in affirming the creation of a drainage district, just so that for the record, we know what action is to be taken. And it's just to, I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Thank you. For discussion, may I?
Yeah.
It's, the county owns property in the district boundaries and we're allowed 40 votes. So we'll be casting those 40 votes. It could be any of us that do that. Sometimes you'll go to the chair. I just felt it was better to have either Rick or myself because the chair will be canvassing the election. So, something that we have to do, that we get to do. And unless there's any objection, I'd like to be able to cast that in favor of creating the Ocean City Drainage District.
Very good. Good to know you're in favor.
What's that?
Good to know we're in favor.
Well, I think that we're voting on, I don't know if you're facetious or just giving me a hard time, but we're voting in favor of property we own on behalf of the citizens. So that's why I
Right.
think it's important.
Is there any additional discussion?
Well, it's very interesting to me because when we first started this, I facetiously was referencing only property owners voting. And it became very convoluted to look at the actual laws. It's been like 100 years since one of these districts has been made.
Hmm.
And it's quite time consuming in the way the voting actually works. It is property owners. And votes are allocated based on how much property you own, which was, oh my goodness, I don't think many of us had even anticipated that it was that complex.
No, I didn't realize we would be getting 40 votes. I was like, oh, wow.
The interesting thing about it is that it is, I appreciate the help of the auditor's office, the election division with Scott especially. He had to do a lot of research. But because of the way the property is, you have to be a registered voter in Washington state and then a property owner. So for example, the Ocean Shores Outdoor Recreation Club has, what do they have, Wendy, 300 lots or so on both sides total? And they have one vote because they're an organization, they get one vote. So it is very convoluted in how it operates and how it has to function. But I'm glad we're to this point. It's taken a while to get here.
And it's not just one ballot because each ballot has different numbers of votes on it. So it's not just one and done.
No, you're right. You're absolutely correct.
It's, anyway.
So you might get a hand cramp signing 40 ballots.
No, actually, it allows you to do a multiplier, so.
Of it.
Yeah, it's actually pretty simple, and it did have to be determined, the auditor had to go through and determine it based off the statute because of the 100-year gap between establishing drainage districts. There was no cookie cutter format, so we'll
Nobody
shout
had ever
out for that.
seen it done.
I do, before we vote, I do want to acknowledge that we would not be here today doing this if it were not for Scott Betcher and for Clerk Chatham, because they've done a tremendous amount of work, legwork, et cetera, to get us to this point. And I know that it will benefit the citizens for a long, long time to come.
So I'd like to once again support this initiative and the fact that the community is rising up and forming this district to take care of community problems. And I think it's an admirable step in the direction. So I really support it.
Great.
Wish we
Okay.
had more votes.
It has been moved and seconded that District 3 Commissioner completes the ballot for the Ocean City Drainage District. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you for that. Under Fair Events and Tourism, we have approve an e-sign contract with Major Creative Media for media planning in the amount of $550,000.
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded to approve an e-sign contract with Major Creative Media for media planning in the amount of $550,000. Is there any discussion? I would just say that the next three items are all paid for with LTAC funds, so these are not coming out of the general fund. Any other discussion? No? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have approve an e-sign contract with Friendly Voice Media for website maintenance in the amount of $25,000.
Yeah, 25.
$25,000. I'm like, why is
So
that
moved.
redundant?
Just repeated it. I noticed
I
a
know.
couple of places along there. So
Is
You
there,
have to spend 25 and no more than 25.
gotcha. Is there any discussion on that? Okay, all, what?
Those are
No second.
development side effects. I apologize for the duplication.
Yeah.
That's all.
So it's been moved and seconded to approve an e-sign contract with Friendly Voice Media for website maintenance in the amount of $25,000. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have to approve an e-sign agreement with Friendly Voice Media for creative services in the amount of $73,700.
So moved.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to approve an e-sign agreement with Friendly Voice Media for creative services in the amount of $73,700. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Got a couple duplicates here too.
Thank
Ignore
you.
'em.
So you don't freeze. Well, next under public health, we have a couple action items. We have approve an e-sign first amendment to agreement with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southwest Washington, the amount of $74,520.
So moved.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded to approve an e-sign first amendment to agreement with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southwest Washington, the amount of $74,520. Is there any discussion? I would just like to add, this is grant funded as well as the next one on our list. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have approve an e-sign first amendment to the agreement with Department of Children, Youth and Families for home visiting services in the amount of $223,533.67.
So moved.
Second motion?
It's been moved and seconded to approve an e-sign first amendment to the agreement with Department of Children, Youth and Families for home visiting services in the amount of $223,533.67. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. We have under public services, one action item to approve an e-sign resolution establishing new water and sewer rates.
So moved.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to approve an e-sign resolution establishing new water and sewer rates. Is there any discussion?
I think we've beat this one to death.
Yep. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have an addition for the prosecuting attorney's office, and that would be to
Hire two DPAs
hire two DPAs.
due to resignation.
Yeah, due to resignation. That's okay. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Uh,
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion, first and second to approve, filling two DPA positions for the prosecuting attorney's office. Is there any discussion?
I just want to say that I'm really grateful to have Georgia Stearns and George Miller, but Georgia Stearns as our acting prosecutor to make some of the changes that she's already made. She's doing a great job and I appreciate having the opportunity to be able to work with you in that capacity. So it's just great.
I agree. I think that it's nice having some stability for that department and
Communication.
transition.
Yeah.
So, okay, it's been moved and
Great.
seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. This is our second opportunity for public comment. This is public comment on any county items. It's limited to 3 minutes. Please type your comment into the chat box or raise your hand to speak. Do we have any public comment today?
No hands raised.
Okay.
Nothing in the chat.
Seeing no public comment, we will move down to announcements.
I have one announcement for you, commissioners. We have a retirement party coming up for Mike Bruner. We're gonna be January 29th from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Fairgrounds office. We'll celebrating a relaxed drop-in retirement celebration as we thank him for his years of service and wish him well in the adventures ahead.
My understanding is there's going to be snacks and cake, so please come by and wish Mike Bruner a happy retirement. And I just wanted to say thank you to Mike publicly for his many years of dedicated service to Grays Harbor County.
And to our community as well. I want to add to that. Mike served for the Parks and Recreation for the city of Montesano before we poached him to come over to the county. And I'm very grateful for him. I ordered the cake this morning. I like white cake, so that's what we're getting. There was no preference given. I asked. But I think that he's done an admirable job and given a lot to this county and done so when during times when he's had additional duties piled on him and he has taken them with a grain of salt. And I would venture to say at times to his detriment, but I'm excited for him. I think he'll be hitting the baseball field with some people as well as out enjoying some hunting as well.
I hope so. I hope so.
Get someone at the lectern and one online as well.
Okay, Sam, go ahead.
Sam Kim, County Administrator. I'd like to just add that Todd Johnson in Engineering Survey will also be retiring on that same day with the celebration at the same day and possibly same time overlapping.
Okay.
So congratulations to Todd Johnson.
Yeah, thank
Yes,
you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. And online?
Um, Go ahead, Mike.
Yes, Mike McVickle, Grace Harbor County Public Health. We also celebrated two retirements this week. Kim McCaw and Lisa Leitz, both are leaving us their service. And this is their last week here. And we're having our celebration tomorrow at 1 o'clock here in the Purcell Building.
All right.
I've said it before, but many thanks to Lisa and Kim. I think between the two of them, they have nearly 60 years of service with the county, and they've served us very, very well, and they're leaving very large shoes to fill. So thanks, Mike.
Yeah, thank you for all the years of dedicated service. And I can expect that we'll probably see some vacancies to fill in our future. So next, we do have executive session, 2 sessions scheduled under RCW 4230-110, Section 1, subsection G, performance of public employee. I will come back to close out the meeting. In that meeting, we request that Jen Watson, Rob Buffard, Georgia Stearns, and Sam Kim be present. We'll start with a 30-minute session.
I have actually 2 items under that, so there would be a total of 3.
I'm sorry, yes, total of 3 items under RCW 4230-110, Section 1, subsection G, performance of a public employee. So
Thank
we'll
you.
start with 30 minutes and I'll come back in to close this out.
Commissioners, Steve Dotson is also requested.
Great.
The executive session has been extended for another 30 minutes. The new end time will be 11:21 a.m. The executive session has been extended 15 more minutes. The new end time will now be 11:36 a.m. The executive session was extended at 11:36 a.m. for another 20 minutes. Our new end time will now be 11:56 a.m. At 11:56 a.m., the executive session was extended 5 more minutes. Hopefully for the last time. The new time will be 12:01 p.m.
Welcome back. We've just come back from our executive session under RCW 42.30-110, Section 1, subsection G, performance of a public employee. There was 3 topics under section G, a total of 1 hour, 39 minutes. We started with a 30-minute session with a 15-minute extension, 20-minute extension, and a 5-minute extension. No action was taken and no decision was made. And at this time, I call this meeting adjourned.